Probably shouldn't say that out loud. Happy motherfucking Friday, bitches. I said it. I wanted to say it. I wasn't going to. I'm in such a good mood, though. TGIF. Thank God it's fucking Friday. It is October the 9th, 2020. I am Stephen Muehlhausen, and you can see it now. Stephen Muehlhausen, combat sports reporter from the Zone, and the man to the right, the sexiest man in all the land, my man, DY Daryl Rivera. This is the Walkway to Fight Club, and DY, what's up, my man? I haven't seen you in a few days. How's it shaking, buddy?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. No more baseball or softball season's over. The basically hibernation period has started. It's time to drink, not get ready for any baseball. So pop a cold one. Get ready for a podcast.
Now, when you mean hibernation, does this mean like you hide away like under your bed or under the covers? Or is this a thing where you just grow that awesome facial hair?
I grow the awesome facial hair. I don't shave until spring. Huh?
And get fat?
No.
No?
No, I actually have a goal of actually working out this winter. I need to shed a few pounds.
You know what? I actually started doing that because the wife was like, hey, you kind of hurt my feelings in a way, but it was also like it lit a fire under me. She's like, yeah, I love you, but you kind of got to lose a few pounds. So I'm like, oh, okay. So you know what, Daryl? I've already lost 7 pounds in like 10 days. So we're getting there.
Well, the fact that I was winded after catching 3 innings, yeah, that kind of rang a bell. It's like, hey, you need to get in shape, bud. Third inning, and I'm like,
it was one of those things, at least for me, it was where I just felt fat. I don't know why. Like, I was looking at my face, and I was like, oh, man. It's one of those things where you just, like, start not feeling good about yourself type of thing. So I was like, maybe we should kind of lose a couple pounds. So I took the suggestion from my wife, and they always say the better half knows all the answers anyway. So I kind of went that way. So that is what I ended up doing. But softball season's over, baseball season's over, so we're going to get you more often.
Yes, sir.
That is great to hear. And the reason we are here so early is we are going to be doing a watch-along tonight for WWE's SmackDown Night 1. As you can see in the scrolling ticker, which I usually have a little earlier than this, but I do apologize for that. That is my fault. But special night tonight. And this was my errand. The intention, and I posted this, was to go on at 6:30 because they hyped the pre-show. I received an email. I can't find where this pre-show was at. It's not on Fox. It's not on Fox Sports 1. Daryl, have you been able to see where this alleged draft is going to be at, or
I have not, but I can look it up. Let me see.
Because it is nowhere. It is quite irritating. But we'll go through all the logistics here. It's going to be a crazy night. And the way they're doing this kind of weird in a way. And I got the rules right here. There's going to be over 60 male, female superstars and tag teams that have been placed into the 2020 WWE Draft. And this is a press release that I did receive from WWE. More than 20 superstars are eligible to be drafted on Friday night, and more than 30 superstars are eligible to be drafted on Monday night on Raw. You know when they sent that press release, Daryl Rivera? When do you think WWE in their infinite wisdom sent this out?
Yesterday at like 7 p.m.
Oh, they sent it yesterday. They sent it a little earlier. They sent it at about like 3 Eastern. And I'm like, what are... It's like, what are you doing? Why are we doing this? Why? No reason.
We didn't know. We didn't know what the rules were. We didn't know what the layout was gonna be. We're like planning for a prediction show and stuff. And we're like, we don't even know. Like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna get drafted where? It's just gonna be a random thing, which is what I wanted it to be. Because those random drafts were awesome, where like you had a guy from SmackDown versus a guy from Raw, whoever won got a draft pick. Throw NXT in there. That's the way that you could have thrown NXT in there and actually make sense. But again, like we said a lot of times in the pre-show, what do we know?
Apparently we know nothing. And this is like the disappointing part about this all is you should have been telling the rules, and we discussed this on Monday. We both like I watch Raw and I'm like beating my head into the wall. And it's like, what are we doing? Why are we not being ahead of this? Why aren't we being proactive instead of just sitting back and thinking, oh, it's the draft, people are just going to watch and we'll tell them during the show?
I guarantee you they didn't know.
Oh, I know they didn't know. I asked around today. And the one thing they do, and they do very well, they only tell the top tier talent of like a Roman, Drew. I would say probably like a Seth and an AJ. That's really going to be just about it at this stage of the game. So
no Bailey or Sasha?
I don't think so, to be perfectly honest with you. I hate saying that, but that's unfortunately the truth. So I don't know why they get so wonky about this stuff, and I don't really know why. I don't get it. It kind of is one of those things to where I think I like it more that way, though, just because it leaves that spontaneity of something big happening. Now, we have a list. Like Chris Jericho, I have a list of who is going to be. Go ahead.
Before you give that list, Matt Ward just answered a question as to where the pre-show is. It's on YouTube.
We're live on YouTube. So screw you, WWE.
Stay here. Also, he said, can we send Byron Saxton to NXT? So I appreciate that comment.
I don't want to send Byron. Byron Saxton doesn't deserve NXT. You know what Byron Saxton deserves? 205 Live. Main event. Why? Because those shows are on the WWE Network, and then I don't have to see his ass.
Fair.
Sorry. Here's who's eligible tonight. Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Dana Brooke, Humberto Carrillo, Elias, Angel Garza, Drew Gulak, both members of Heavy Machinery, The Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and MVP, Mickie James, all three members of Lucha House Party, that's Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lince Dorado, Drew McIntyre, Murphy, Ray and Dominic Mysterio, Naomi, all three members of the New Day. That is Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. I grabbed the wrong piece of paper. Roman Reigns, your Universal Champion. Ricochet, Seth Rollins, Mandy Rose, the Women's Tag Team Champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, Shorty G, AJ Styles, and the challenger for the Universal title inside Hell in a Cell, one Jey Uso. Now, out of those people, who's getting drafted?
Well, it's almost a given with a couple of them. Like, it's almost a given that Sasha's going to Raw. Almost. You never know nowadays. Asuka's more than likely staying on Raw because she's the Raw freaking women's champion. Which blows my mind as to why champions are eligible in the draft. That shouldn't even be happening the way that it is. But here's a couple things before I give my predictions. I don't understand if they're trying to push Big E as a single star. Isn't this a perfect time to split them up? Like, if you're going to do a draft, like if you're going to do a New Day breakup without actually breaking them up, you're going to push Big E as a single star. Why not ship him to Raw and keep Kofi on SmackDown?
Maybe they do that. Maybe they do something to where all three go, and then there's like some, because you always know after the draft there's like a couple trades that end up going down. So,
which makes this draft pointless.
Remember the company we are talking about. Just remember the company we are talking about. Now,
I already have a headache.
You have a headache? We haven't even started yet, man. It's freaking, the show won't start for 4 minutes. Predictions.
I'm getting ready mentally.
Who's going tonight?
Right.
Who's getting drafted? You said Sasha Banks. Who else?
Sasha Banks going to Raw. Asuka staying at Raw. I'm saying Humberto Carrillo is going to SmackDown. Lucha House Party goes to Raw. Dominic Mysterio stays in Raw.
Him and Ray are combo team, so they both stay on Raw. Okay.
Yeah. Murphy goes to SmackDown. As much as I hate that, it is what it is. Seth Rollins stays on Raw. And Bianca Belair goes to SmackDown.
Okay. Now, I think Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre are going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
No sense for them to go anywhere.
No. I can see the New Day going to Raw. That's what I think is going to happen. AJ Styles is going to go to Raw. Sasha Banks is going to go to Raw. And I'm going to give a surprise. I think Seth Rollins is going to SmackDown. And I think Murphy's going to SmackDown as well. And I hope for his sake, Shorty G goes to Raw.
I hope for his sake they finally change his name back.
And I'm going with Heavy Machinery. And you want to know why I'm going with Heavy Machinery? Otis is going to cash in on Drew McIntyre. He's going to become the WWE champion. That's my prediction.
I don't think Otis is going to finish.
That is a spoiler.
I don't think Otis ends up cashing in on anybody. I think he gets his money in the bank taken away. It's my prediction. I hate it, but it's my prediction.
You think they're really going to do that? Like, I could see them unfortunately doing that, and it's going to make me cry.
The way that they have booked them, you have no other way to make them, or to make this cash in a legitimate thing. You have no other way. You can give it to a heel, like a Miz, like a, one of those like cowardly heels that would benefit from it. But I don't see Otis cashing in on either McIntyre or Roman. It sucks. He doesn't deserve that. But it's the honest truth.
Did you listen to Jim Ross's podcast by any chance this week?
No, I did not.
Did a podcast about The Miz. And he said at first he was highly skeptical of when they booked him and John Cena for WrestleMania. That WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta with the return of The Rock. And he liked that. He really liked that match. I, on the other hand, thought that match was a pile of crap. But
that entire match got overshadowed by The Rock.
But so I watched that match, and SmackDown's going to begin in 1 minute. So I'm watching the match. I watched it, just that match. I watched this afternoon while I was working. And I be damned, that match actually told a good story, which I was not expecting. And here is the open. I always love this then, now, and forever. Just because I always enjoy seeing Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Steve Austin right in the same bump. To me, that's just badass. I can do without the rest. But just seeing those three together in that bump. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is from the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. It is the Thunderdome. Night 1 of the WWE Draft. Look at all these LEDs. Look at all the fans being told, you better fucking cheer, or we are going to make sure we're going to boot you off this computer, and we will pump in someone else who will cheer for us. Do you believe that bullshit? They tell people to cheer. I will admit, though, it is great to be Corey Graves because Carmella is hot as hell. And Michael Cole, you just suck.
Yep.
And I feel bad for Corey Graves because he's got to deal with Michael Cole and his stupidity. And then, yes, I said it out loud. And I don't really care. But there's the draft logo. Look at all those handsome superstars. Now, you know who they think of highly when you get put in the front. So you got Seth, Asuka, Drew, Roman, Sasha, and AJ. Those are your big freaking six. And all the rest of you, you suck. You're just there.
You're just company.
No, what were you going to say?
I just said you're just scraps.
I just think that's what it means. The rest of you suck. Maybe I'm just being mean. I don't know. I don't think I am, though. I wonder if announcers, if we can get like Michael Cole to 205 Live, I would be okay with that. Michael Cole and Byron Saxton on 205 Live? Sign me up.
I still remember the year where they made the draft exclusive. Like, you can't even draft the commentators. And they drafted Jim Ross from Raw to SmackDown and Michael Cole to Raw. And I'm like, this is an uneven trade. What the hell?
And here is the lovely Stephanie McMahon looking. She's looking great as ever. Hey, nice to see Steph make an appearance and be in the venue. Right. You know, now that they're in the Thunderdome, she can finally be like, hey, I'm going to grace my presence here. Gee. Now, I wish that blouse was a little lower. That would be dapper. To look that good at mid-40s, God bless her. I hope my wife looks that good. Drew McIntyre. Those are fun. Okay, we already knew Drew McIntyre was going to Raw. Roman Reigns drafted. Okay, you ruined the fun after 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes.
Nope.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
This is something that just basically got thrown together at the last minute, and they're like, screw it.
Asuka. So they're going to blow their wad here in the first 5 minutes.
Seems about right.
Why?
And it looks like I'm still.
The Monday Night Messiah.
Going to SmackDown?
Who called that one? I did one thing right today. I talked to no one in WWE about who's going where. And I stayed away from all the websites. And because all these morons in the world say dirt sheets. Wow. The Hurt Business. Staying on Raw. But I love that move. Seth Rollins going to SmackDown. Roman Reigns is going to need challengers. Which means I'm taking this as Seth is eventually going to go back to being a babyface. Do you take it as that, or do you take it where maybe you could do like a tweener? And that was round one, ladies and gentlemen. Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion, drafted the Raw. Roman Reigns staying on SmackDown. Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, staying on Raw. The Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, going to SmackDown, and there he is in all his glory. Wow.
Jesus.
Now I wonder if when Becky Lynch comes back, does Becky Lynch go to SmackDown?
That was going to be my question to you. And you know what? I wouldn't mind it.
Let's see here. I gotta admit, Seth's looking pretty dapper. He's no longer part of Raw. Man, this is a big deal. I think, let's see. He goes, I'm thrilled to be going to SmackDown. It's a new path. A new path to carve. It is a little upsetting that I won't get to watch the Mysterio family implode. Luckily for me, I will never have to look at their disgusting faces again. Which I'm thinking it is. The Mysterios are going to SmackDown.
Yep. And this rivalry continue until Seth Rollins retires. Mysterio is 60 years old, fighting with a cane.
And what would be wrong with that? Rey Mysterio's 45 and kicking ass and taking names. I don't have a major problem with that. Apparently, you do though.
I do, just because this rivalry is overplayed. They don't know what to do anymore. They just keep throwing stuff into the wind.
A no count out, no disqualification match. Kicking things off. I wonder if did they change announcers or no? Here comes Big E. It's gonna be Big E and Sheamus. No count out. No DQ false count anywhere match. Could this be the last time we see Big E on Friday Night SmackDown? But
we will find out.
A lot of stuff going on, and I just want to get your thoughts on a couple little things. We'll start with the UFC as we're sitting here watching Big E shaking his thing. Are you a fan of the dance or no?
Yeah, it's who he is. That's what wrestling needs to be. Sometimes give them personality. Why not? That's Big E's personality. He's always done this. He's fun to watch. Keep it going. Why change it?
Now, the big news, McGregor has accepted the UFC's offer to rematch Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier has accepted, but Conor McGregor accepts with the caveat, Daryl, and here, look at Big E there. Here comes Big Sheamus. I miss him with Cesaro. The bar was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I was a big fan.
I missed them. They were a good tag team.
Oh, God, yeah. But the news, McGregor had a caveat to that accepting the offer is he wants the fight to happen by the end of the year. November 21st now needs a main event because the flyweight title fight between Davison Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt is no longer happening due to Garbrandt suffering a torn bicep. Alex Perez is stepping in. That event needs a headliner. That's on November 21st. And then McGregor, it's either that, December 12th, or December 19th. December 12th also does not have a main event date. It is UFC 256. Gilbert Burns was supposed to challenge Kamaru Usman for the welterweight title. Usman needed a little more time, so that fight will be happening in the early part of 2021. The UFC tried to make Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight title. Miocic wasn't ready yet. He needed a little more time to come off that brutal war with Cormier. So that's going to be in the beginning part of 2021 as well. And then the following week, December 19th, is a fight night. And so basically it's down to two. It's either going to be UFC 255 or UFC 256. That logistically and realistically, that fight could happen. The UFC originally offered that fight a couple weeks ago to both guys for UFC 257 on January the 23rd. McGregor told them, no, if I'm going to fight, I want to fight this year. I promised that to my fans. Do we see Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier too, Daryl? Because right now the UFC is contemplating the McGregor offer, and they're negotiating a purse for the fight. Do we see Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier this year?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to happen in 255. Why not? Why not have a 255? You're going from Khabib Gaethje in 254. If McGregor wins, they're probably going to pin him against the winner of that fight. Why not have it back-to-back? Both are going to do great buy rates. UFC's going to have a good 2 main events, pay-per-view, cards that are going to sell a lot. Maybe even 3 in a row, because Adesanya did, 750,000 buys alone?
That was amazing.
Exactly.
No one was expecting that. And that's the kicker about that whole entire thing is no one was expecting a 700. I remember me and you talked about it, and we were like 350 to 450 would be kosher. And kind of that's where I thought that number would end up being. When it comes out that it's from Yahoo Sports that it was 750, I almost peed my pants. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It's amazing.
Good thing there wasn't any boxing that night, right?
That was Charlo Brothers.
I know.
Paper.
I know.
Showtime wasn't happy I brought that up either. I've had some great interaction with Showtime lately.
It's okay. The 75,000 people that actually saw it are pretty ticked with us too.
75 to 100,000. Let's give them a little credit now. But
sorry.
Here's why I agree with you. Because I think it's going to be then too. And it's going to lead into our next topic. Originally on November the 21st, Errol Spence was going to be facing Danny Garcia for Spence's WBC and IBF welterweight titles. It was announced earlier this week that fight is getting moved to Saturday, December the 5th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. If you don't know Arlington Stadium, that is the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I wrote an article. I put it up. I was kind of cute with my tweet about it because earlier in the day yesterday, it was announced. It was either yesterday or Wednesday. These days kind of all blend together at this point. Look at Big E blasting good old Shamo with that kendo stick. Have you ever been hit with a kendo stick, Mr. Rivera?
No, I don't see a reason why I would be hit by a kendo stick.
Kayla just didn't want to hit you with a kendo stick for being you.
I don't think,
not doing the dishes or doing the laundry.
I don't doubt that there's been a time that she wanted to, but I don't think she ever had access to one. So no, I don't think.
Now, I imagine Kayla is within hearing distance of this conversation and in this.
She's in the room. She's probably watching.
I could, Kayla, if you need a kendo stick, Steve will hook you up. And if Daryl decides he doesn't want to do the laundry, do the dishes, make you a meal, as you rightfully deserve as the queen of the household, you let me know. I will get you a kendo stick.
Can you get me a kendo stick so I can get that thing signed by the Sandman?
I don't even know where this. If I knew where the Sandman was these days, I would definitely hook you up.
The last sight of the Sandman was in Wisconsin in an independent show. That was the last sighting.
Was that for Tommy Dreamer's promotion?
No, it was just a local. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but I saw it on Facebook. That's a while ago.
No,
he showed up and just wailed on people.
I know. The Sandman's awesome. I just wish WWE would have paid for the Enter Sandman music for him to come out to. He would have been the most over guy in the company, and I don't think that probably wasn't going to be the intention. But that fight got shifted to December 5th. Earlier that day, Golden Boy announced Ryan Garcia will fight. Him and Luke Campbell have a date. Oh, it's on December 5th on DAZN. Location to be determined. Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino in Indian Springs, California is the leader in the clubhouse. I got called salty yesterday. I got called some names. Oh, you're being salty, blah, blah, blah. DAZN's your employer. They sign your checks. Okay. First of all, that's a bunch of horse shit because I criticize the DAZN as much as anybody. And they sign my checks. That's the one thing I love about the DAZN. They're not you are allowed to speak your mind and have an opinion, and you don't have to worry about a repercussion. You don't. You don't at all. But the reason I did that, and I think I said this to you. I remember I've had this conversation with a lot of people in boxing in the last 2 days. And me and you've had this talk. Don't get me wrong. I love Errol Spence, Danny Garcia. Even though I think Errol's going to wipe him, I think it's a big fight. During this pandemic, we need big fights. You got to get people interested in boxing. Boxing to me is really fallen off a bit, and the UFC is just taking charge. And you can be an MMA fan, you can be a boxing fan, or just a combat sports fan and use your common sense. The UFC is killing it. Killing it. They've been doing it the right way. And they're putting on big fights. And I say, oh, well, the pay structure is different. And yes, the pay structure is different. And you guys will not be wrong on that. Now look at Sheamus and Big E. They are wailing each other. Uh-oh. Now, nothing good happens here, Daryl, when they go backstage.
Nope.
Nothing good happens here. And I wonder how Sheamus is going to feel in the morning. Look at those welts on Shamo. It is not good right now to be Sheamus. That's the one. I imagine that would be the disadvantage of having really pale skin.
So you can see every single welt.
Yeah. Ooh. Good suplex on the body slam. But Sheamus is like, I don't need this kendo stick. Where's my Guinness laddie? But wow, did you see that welt? Uh-oh.
Jesus.
We're getting some eggs, got some powder. I'm gonna bake some eggs. Are you a breakfast guy? Do you cook? Oh, that's a waste of eggs, man.
Come on,
right? Man, I could have made like a ton of omelets. Could have made some pancakes. We made so it's pretty early. It was eggs, turkey meat, and sweet potatoes, and made it into like squares. Like put it into a pan, mixed it all together. Oh my god, dude. Delicious. With tomatoes put tomatoes in there. Some good healthy shit. And you're wasting all those eggs. Good Lord. But I don't even know where I was at. Oh. To me, when you're putting on all these big marquee fights on the same night, it just dilutes the significance. It hurts Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. It hurts Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. Yes, they're going to have fans. They're going to have probably around like the aim from what I've been told by people from Fox and PBC is between 20 and 25,000 people. Everyone kind of spread out and social distancing because of COVID. But my whole thing is you're hurting that fight. It's not like Ryan Garcia's a scrub. Ryan Garcia is one of the most popular fighters in the sport. He's got a bigger following than Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. And then when you're going to tell fans, hey, we're going to charge you between $70 and $75, because you're giving fans this option. You're either going to say, hey, pay about $75 to watch Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, or subscribe to DAZN, pay $20 a month, or pay $100 for the year. Where you're going to see Anthony Joshua, Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Julio Cesar Martinez, one of the best rising stars in the sport. And I can keep Katie Taylor, and we can keep going here. And Virgil Ortiz. Dillian White, to name another one. But it's like this whole thing of like, when you're leaving fans, you're making people choose. I don't like when combat sports does it in general. Cards are going to overlap. Shit. In all honesty, it happens. Oh, they're on top of Big E back on top of the card. Is he going to go through Daryl the windshield once again?
Of course. Somebody is. Whether it's him or Sheamus, somebody's going through a windshield.
Oh, here comes white noise. Lifts them up for the white noise. Oh, my Atlanta. Good Lord. You could not pay me enough to take that move.
Nope.
And, wow. He kicked out Daryl. Sheamus is like, how dare you? How dare you, Big E? Kick out of my move.
Ouch.
It only hurts the sport. Like, cards are going to overlap, but when you got marquee cards, you're putting big marquee cards on at the same time. It only hurts the sport. You could have left that on November the 21st. I looked at the schedule of the AT&T Stadium. The weekend before, they have PBR. So you couldn't have done it then. The Cowboys aren't home. The Cowboys don't go play back in that time frame. They don't play again at Cowboys Stadium until Thanksgiving Day against the Redskins. Now, I know it doesn't take 5 days
Washington
to
football team.
take down everything from the boxing and construct it back to the football field. It doesn't take 5 days. So the 5th was open because that was scheduled to be the Big 12 championship game. The Big 12 championship game is not going to be till the following week at Cowboys Stadium. Ooh. Try to stuff him in. Where was he going to take him? Have you ever been locked in a trunk?
No.
Would you ever want to be locked in the trunk?
Hell no, I don't fit.
Big E just fit in the trunk. How Big E can fit in the trunk? I think you could. Don't give
Fair
me
enough. Fair enough. But I wouldn't.
the trunk. Whoa. Oh, that was a bad powerbomb. I don't think that was the intention. I was hoping he would like powerbomb him through the windshield. That would have been cool. Not a glass broke after a horrible hip toss onto the team was like Heather. Ooh, but we got blood. We got blood on Fox. Wow. This is not going to be good. Are we getting a big
with
ending?
all those welts.
Do it through the windshield. That would head through the windshield. Come on. Hey, I'll take it through the table, though, from the hood of the car.
Yeah, might as well.
And Big E is the winner. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, big ending through the windshield. That would hurt Big E more than Sheamus.
I'm all about the violence, man. It was a fun match. It was
big
really
fan.
good.
Big fan of ECW. Still watch it to this day.
Look at the blood there, Daryl. Look at the blood. Good Lord. Good Lord. Nice win, though. Continues the push for Big E. 21-7. Louisville over Georgia Tech on ESPN. Let's do a little sports roundup here. We got a lot of sports on tonight. Some college football. We got the Yankees.
Finals.
The NBA Finals. The Yankees up 1-0 over the Rays. Bottom of the 4th.
That under sure is looking good, huh?
It sure is. That under is looking pretty good. Under is looking pretty good.
I forgot we're giving away a pay-per-view match on free TV, because why not?
Hey, didn't you know that's like the cool thing to do?
Yeah. Like, I get Kevin Owens and The Fiend, that's fine, but Sasha Banks versus Bayley, the hottest angle in WWE right now, we're going to give you the first match on free TV.
And here comes Jey Uso, the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship. And Roman Reigns spearing his ass out of his boots. But it's always been my problem with boxing is sometimes boxing doesn't know how to get out of its own way when they do crap like this. And it just hurts the boxers. PBC and Fox could have done a solid here. Put this fight on Fox. Put it on Fox. More people are going to watch it on Fox. You could have put it on earlier. Roman Reigns coming up next. You could have put this on Fox, getting about 5-6 million viewers. Instead, you're going to put it on pay-per-view, charge people $75, and now you're going to be out of luck. Because now you're cutting into your pay-per-view audience. A global pandemic, you're making people charge $75. The rest of that card is crap. It's not good at all. And then you're counter-programming against one of the rising stars in boxing. Why does boxing, Daryl, always get in its own way here?
It's just it's one of those things where apparently competition, it's the main thing to do. When we're in a pandemic like we are now, when UFC is dominating buy rates, like they did a couple weeks ago with UFC 253 versus the Charlo brother night, which is the one that I referenced to. There wasn't any boxing on that night, right? They're hurting themselves because Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia is a fight to watch. Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia is a fight to watch. Why are you making combat sports fans choose between the two? Both of these fights can make good buy rates because Ryan Garcia's following alone is incredible. Errol Spence's following is pretty good. It's not good enough to overtake Ryan Garcia's following, and it's going to hurt them in the buy rates. You would think they would learn from their mistake on UFC 253 by charging fans $75 to watch a pretty good card. Don't get me wrong. But on the same night that I could have spent $10 less and watch Adesanya beat the living hell out of Paulo Costa. That's the problem with boxing. Go ahead.
Israel Adesanya is a bigger star.
Exactly. He's a bigger star. He's a bigger star, and that's stuff that hurts the boxing game. They get in their own way. They make fans choose, and they don't have a consistent, like, hey, we're going to have this, PBC has this, whatever. Give the boxing fans what they want. They want to watch fights. Don't make them choose. Just have them watch a fight every weekend. Plain and simple.
I will defend Showtime on this. The UFC actually changed their date to September the 26th. I wasn't a fan of that either. This was before
that's fine.
UFC. This was before Showtime announced what the price point was going to be. Now, I was still mad at the fact that the UFC did do that. Because UFC and boxing need as many eyes on their product as humanly possible. It's only going to help combat sports. I wasn't the biggest fan of it because now, was that Charlo pay-per-view going to do well? No. It did right where we all thought it would.
Not a $75.
And Showtime should be jumping up for joy. They got in BBC. It's a money loser. It sure is. They've told me it is. But now, leading to the point where this goes into McGregor and Poirier. I think Showtime has an idea. Not Showtime. PBC and Fox have an idea that McGregor may be fighting on this date. And came to the realization of, crap. If Conor McGregor is going to be fighting on this date, we better get the hell off. Because that pay-per-view would do about $150,000. So I think that was one reason they did it, and I think the other reason was just to hurt DAZN. And I'm not saying that's my employer. I'm just speaking that because it is the godforsaken truth. And if anyone wants to debate us on that, leave any questions or comments, everybody, If you are watching on via Facebook Live, it's simple. Very simple. Leave a reaction to the video. Thumbs up, thumbs down, good, bad, or indifferent. Leave any questions or comments. Like and follow the Walkway to Fight Club on Facebook. If you're watching it via YouTube, it's simple. Subscribe to the channel, the Walkway to Fight Club. Hit the subscribe button and click that good old thumbs up for the video. And we have the New Day celebrating Big E's big win. Man, Xavier looks like he can lose a couple pounds. Looks a little heavy. Playing too many video games and eating too much candy. Something like that.
Yeah.
Look at Big E's face.
Again,
Torn Achilles. He's going to be out for a while still. Should be back somewhat soon. He doesn't still seem to be too excited. Is that me? Or am I really just looking too much into this? Here's the number one contender for the Universal title. I like me some Jey Uso, though. I'm not going to lie. But what do you think? And what do you think about this? What does McGregor end up doing? You're sticking to the 21st of November.
Sticking to
I think they do it. The UFC needs as much goodwill as they possibly can. Yes, you're sacrificing a $15 to $20 million gate. I get that. That's a lot of money. But if you're smart business people, like they are, you figure out a way to make sure you capitalize on that. And capitalize on that opportunity. I gotta admit, Jey Uso has really impressed me with his promos.
Yeah.
There's the walrus. The advocate.
You just really call him the walrus.
What does he call himself again?
The
head of the tribal council?
Head of the tribal. I love it.
It's something over there.
They're really running with that. And you know what? I dig it.
Hell in a Cell. I can't believe they're running this match back. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
Hopefully it delivers.
Gotta give Jey Uso more offense than he got at Clash of Champions, though.
Who knows? Maybe they give him a chance to be creative with it.
You wouldn't do a title switch yet, would you?
No. I wouldn't take that belt off Roman until like Mania, even if that. Roman is the hottest act you have right now.
Oh no, absolutely. You're not wrong on that one.
You can't take the belt off. Like I get it. Jey Uso's a great story, but at the same time, do you really want to take off the belt of Roman, the hottest act you got right now?
Where's the tribal chief? That's why I want to see. I want to see the tribal chief. It's like the little brother. It's like big brother picking on little brother. I always like that. Always like that. I always find I take humor. I don't know. We got a couple of questions here. There's the tribal chief. GLCW in House of Hardcore event was the event Sandman was at.
Okay. Yeah, House of Hardcore. That's Tommy Dreamer.
Matt Ward, Sheamus getting hit is like pouring ketchup on me. I gotta pump that out. That's awesome. I'm not a mayo guy. Mayo makes the stomach feel a little queasy. You the same
depends on what. Depends on what. Like if it's like a sandwich, I'm fine with it. If it's like a burger, I'm okay. I'm good with that.
What you just saw, you can believe that. I tried and helped you. I tried to make your life better. All you had to do was say the words, acknowledge me as your chief. All you had to do was call him the tribal chief. So now, for the first time inside Hell in a Cell, there will be an I Quit match. Okay. It didn't have to be like this. I just wanted to help you.
Interesting.
I love you. Whoa, dropping those 3 disastrous words. I think he means it, though. I can feel it in his soul. Like watching him right now, Daryl. I feel it in his soul. He is my tribal chief. My tribal chief. But after you say I quit, there will be consequences.
Everything they are doing with Roman Reigns nowadays is freaking fantastic. They're making it to perfection.
He's great.
And if it's Paul Heyman writing his stuff?
Oh, yeah.
If it's Paul, why don't you think Vince would realize? Well, no. Actually, never mind. I was going to say, don't you think he would realize that canning him from Raw was a bad idea? But no, I digress.
Looks like we're getting more draft picks next. Stephanie McMahon with Adam Pearce.
We get the Instagram ready.
Uh-oh.
If you guys want to follow on Instagram.
What's our Instagram, Daryl?
Our Instagram is the Walkway to Fight Club, all lower caps. Answer is spelled below down here somewhere. Yeah. Follow along as I post the results for the draft. As timely as I possibly.
21-14. Louisville over Georgia. But man, why couldn't he have done this with Roman Reigns 5 years ago?
I think
he could have been the biggest star in the business. Hands down.
You know what?
It wouldn't have been an extra thought.
I don't mind the fact.
An extra damn thought.
I don't mind the fact that it's happening now as opposed to 5 years ago. The reason being, I feel like you needed that heat as a babyface to make this heel turn even better.
I am Stephen Muehlhausen. Go ahead.
Everybody came into since his return, everybody was asking, "Oh, we're gonna get Roman Reigns, the babyface. He wins all the time, yada yada yada." Switch it. Now you got that shock factor. You knew what he was back then. This is an entirely different character, and I dig it. I think he needed that babyface burial that he got in order for this heel to be effective.
I am Stephen Muehlhausen, combat sports reporter at DAZN and Sporting News. Man to the right, drinking the Coors Light. Were the Rocky Mountains blue tonight, sir?
The Rocky Mountains are always blue in the Rivera household, my man. Always. No, don't give me none of that lukewarm shit. I want it cold.
I don't think I can ever drink. Have you ever drank a beer lukewarm?
Yes. It's not good.
I have to. It's not very good. It's not good at all.
It's either I drank it or I wasted it, and I'd rather drink it.
I'd rather drink my piss than drink that. Round 2 is coming up. This is going to be interesting. Who is going to go where? Roman Reigns staying on SmackDown, the Universal Champion. The WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre, staying on Monday Night Raw. The Raw Women's Champion, Asuka, staying on Raw. And the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, going to SmackDown. So now will Seth Rollins be called the Friday Night Messiah?
I mean, you have to. You can't call him the Monday Night Messiah no more. But
Well,
here's the thing. I think a character change is coming.
I think
It's
a baby
gonna
face.
happen.
Because you have to. Who are you going to feud Roman with after the program with Jey Uso? Maybe Big E? But I think they would want to save Big E. I think they'd want to save that. And here comes the lovely Stephanie McMahon.
Maybe Matt Riddle. Maybe.
We're going to be talking about Matt Riddle in a little bit here. We'll be talking about Mr. Riddle. He will be in tag action tonight with Jeff Hardy against, oh my God, I'm drawing a brain cramp on who they're facing. Who are they facing?
I think it was Baron Corbin and...
Was it Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn?
I believe so.
I'm just losing brain cells here. And here is the lovely Stephanie McMahon, who seems to get more beautiful, which is amazing.
Versus The Miz and Morrison.
Okay. I'm down for that.
Huh? Get Michael Cole off my TV.
Drafted the Raw, the phenomenal AJ Styles, former 2-time WWE champion, former 3-time United States champion, and former Intercontinental champion. Now he will be able to watch his son play football on Friday nights. Wow, I'm surprised at this one. Sasha Banks staying on SmackDown. This is pretty damn stupid. Why do they always have to ruin everything? Why? Why is this match taking place tonight? Instead, you got Naomi. No offense to Naomi. 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion. Hell of a talent. But why in the hell? And you called this one. Woo! Going to SmackDown. The EST of the WWE. Bianca Belair. Leaving her husband. Montez Ford. Wow, they're splitting up couple. Split up Seth and Becky. Montez Ford and staying on Raw, your women's tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Not a surprise. Why? Oh my God. This company is so stupid. Why is Sasha Banks staying on Raw on SmackDown? You're giving away Bayley and Sasha Banks on free TV. For what?
For viewers. On a night where there's NBA Finals action, MLB playoff action, college football, why not try to draw as many viewers as possible?
You're giving away a match. They should not be given away, Rivera.
I agree. I 100% agree.
I want to ram my head through the damn wall right now.
WWE tends to do that.
Doesn't make no sense. Okay, you're going to put AJ on Raw. You're going to give him, he'll challenge McIntyre. It's good for AJ. He's going to be back in the title picture. But Sasha Banks staying on SmackDown, why?
It doesn't make any sense.
This company just doesn't make sense in general. We all know this. Here's the Miz and Morrison. Getting ready for Matt Riddle and Jeff Hardy. Matt Riddle's always wanted a team with Jeff Hardy. Oh, that's so nice. Here comes Jeff Hardy. This says something, though, that Matt Riddle's coming out last. Shows the confidence that they have in Matt. Even though I know people are pretty upset with Riddle's position right now in the company. But I think that's a good sign when you're
coming out last.
Yeah. This shows in WWE speak, that means you're the bigger attraction, and they see as the bigger star and all that nonsense. Look at Jeff Hardy in all his glory. You know, some of our stuff got mentioned this week on podcast. Chris Jericho brought up on Busted Open about his 12-year anniversary ladder match with Shawn Michaels, brought up by On This Day from DY. I think he's watching. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just burrow.
You know what?
Here comes.
If there's a guy that I want to see if he's watching or not, it's Chris Jericho. Man recognizes talent.
I think he was watching. Or he listened to the podcast, which can be found on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Amazon Music now. We are on. And all your favorite podcasting platforms. That flowing long hair, a one Matthew Riddle. And we're going to talk about. I love this entrance. I laugh every time. My 4-year-old, we were watching when Riddle faced Corbin. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And my son went in his room, came down in his flip-flops, jumped in the air, kicked the flip-flops at my fight, and it hit the ledge of my fireplace. It was awesome. Luckily, it did not hit my 65-inch TV. But it was funny because he did that. And I'm like, buddy, what? He's like, well, Daddy, that guy did it on the TV. And I'm like, dude, got some good hair on those flip-flops there. And why are we going to a commercial? The match was not even 30 seconds. Now, during commercial breaks, we will take down banners so you can see our names. But why, Daryl? Why do they do that to us?
It's the age-old question of why. But at the same time, it's just, let's lose momentum while the match is gaining it. Let's go to a commercial break. Because I do need to see a commercial for The Honest Thief, October 16th in theaters. I do need to see that.
What are you? You know. Really?
I don't need to see that.
Why do I
joking?
I don't think you were. If I'm just going to be honest.
That's just another ripoff of Taken. It's the same thing. It's the same
great movie
content. Great movie. But they're burning it to the ground.
Well, you expect any less.
Liam Neeson likes to make an action movie every year, so might as well.
I am. Are you a Liam Neeson fan?
I am. Great actor.
What'd you think of the Bears last night?
Oh,
big win by the Bears.
Still, to this day, I spent the entire game just pissed off. The entire game. Matt Nagy, I don't understand where he gets his plays. I don't understand when he decides to call these. I don't get it. He's supposed to be an offensive guru. An offensive guru of an offense that can't seem to find any momentum whatsoever. And when you do find it, let's slow down the tempo, let their defense catch a break, and go from there. Because that makes total sense. Even Nick Foles on national TV was yelling at him, why are we doing that? Let's keep moving, keep the ball going, shove it down their throats. But the Bears aren't capable of doing that because play calling is shit. I was 2 seconds away from grabbing this phone, which is pretty heavy and has an OtterBox. So the phone won't have any damage. but the TV will. And just throwing straight through it. Guess I got sick of it.
And I said this to you before we came on, is my biggest issue is the matter of they don't know what they scored those 2 touchdowns. They're running the ball. They're throwing the ball, slinging it down the field. And then what do we get? We get crap. We get back. You have the momentum. You're up 1.5. You got the first possession coming out to begin the second half, and it's back to dinking and dunking and running the football, which was doing nothing. They should have lost the game. I put on Facebook, if they inexplicably were down the field, could have scored, could have ran down the clock. Patriots only had 2 timeouts. Instead, what did the Bears do on 2nd and 9? Throw the football for an incomplete, a hard throw that could have, luckily, Allen Robinson's great, and he didn't drop the ball. It wasn't intercepted. But they got to keep that timeout, and they almost lost. Luckily, the defense saved their ass, and we actually got a competent kicker. Look at Matthew Riddle. Now, we're going to talk about Matt Riddle here. Matt Riddle, WWE, Evolve, and Gabe Sapolsky are getting sued by Candy Cartwright. Now, this made the news last night, and we'll get into all the lawsuit details in a minute. It was halftime of the Bears game, and I was doing dishes, and the game was on Fox, so we just kept it on. And my wife's like, "Man, WWE's on here," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "No," she's like, "Some WWE guy is getting sued," and Matt Riddle gets the pin. Now, if you thought WWE had no faith, and if they thought Matt Riddle was guilty as fuck, wow! I forgot all about this guy, Lars Sullivan.
Holy shit.
Roided up as ever. Lars
I
Sullivan.
forgot that was.
Good Lord.
I forgot Lars Sullivan was a thing. No offense to him.
Torn ACL.
He had that whole thing in backstage with the racist tweets and everything.
No, don't kill Riddle like this, please. No. A power slam to Riddle. Well, this is interesting.
Well, just when you get some momentum for Riddle, it's always a good idea to just squash it right there.
Well, he's mainly pounding on Jeff Hardy here, so that's okay. Never mind. I spoke too soon. And there goes Matt Riddle. Poor Matt Riddle. Vince loves his big guys.
Yep, you already know.
You would think after all this trouble this guy got in, there goes the Miz. He's beating up everybody. Because there goes the Miz. The Miz is going to get beat up too. Miz, at least fucking sell that. Miz has got to sell that shit. God forbid. You're taking forearms. This is the one thing that bugs me about the Miz. You can't sell a goddamn fucking forearm? Am I pretending that happened, or was that just me?
Typical of a Cleveland Browns fan.
Oh my God. Sell that shit, Miz. God damn. I hate being like that, but that nugs me when guys don't sell. got to make talent. This guy hasn't been seen in like 50 years. And The Miz can't sell some freaking forearms. Powerbomb him through a table. Take him to the top of the Thunderdome and just drop him through like 10 tables.
Nia Jax his ass. I finally got to watch. Go ahead.
Nichols is one of him lost against Tom Brady. Matt Ward, that's a gangster stat there, by the way. What are we gonna say, Mr. Rivera?
I was just gonna say, I finally got to see the power bomb of Nia Jax for Lana yet again. It's
the Samoan drop.
Don't be shocked if we see it again. And again. And again. We might even see it tonight.
Let's get to the Matt Riddle news. Candy Cartwright, real name Samantha Tavel. She's suing Matt Riddle, WWE Evolve, and Gabe Sapolsky for $10 million per defendant in a sexual assault lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed at Circuit Court of Cook County in Chicago. At a press conference on Tuesday, Cartwright and attorney John Straczynski of Hale and Monaco discussed her side of the story that first emerged in mid-June during the Speaking Out movement. While working for Evolve in May 2018, Cartwright said she and Riddle were in a van with 3 other wrestlers. After the others had fallen asleep while traveling, Riddle overtly propositioned her for sex. She refused, but Riddle grabbed her throat and threatened her with, "What if I just made you?" She says she eventually gave him oral sex to get out of the situation. Straczynski said Thursday that incident was one of a multitude of sexual assaults committed by Matt Riddle against my client, Candy Cartwright, from 2017 to January 2020. In April 2017, it alleges Riddle raped Cartwright after an Evolve show in Brooklyn, New York, while in a parked vehicle, and that he bragged about it to Sapolsky and others. The suit says the Evolve co-founder, in quotes, tactically approved of this conduct, end quotes, and allowed it to happen, even encouraged. The suit said Cartwright had bookings with both WWE and Evolve on January 1st, 2020, but that she refused to perform sexual acts on Riddle and had her bookings canceled due to, in quotes, issues with the talent, end quotes. That was because Riddle allegedly told WWE and Evolve that because Cartwright wouldn't perform sexual acts on him, he didn't want her working for either group, and that both complied. At the press conference, Straczynski said he's going to send copies of the lawsuit to both the state's attorney's office and the Summit, Illinois Police Department, where the incident allegedly took place, as he wants them to open an investigation. Riddle, who was called up to the main roster days after the allegation went public, denied them on 2 occasions. The second in the video, which he admitted to having an affair with Table, but never sexually assaulted her or abused her. When he first denied it, he said he and his lawyer were going to seek an injunction for cyberstalking, but it's unclear whether that happened. Neither Riddle or his attorney have made a statement. The WWE has said, and they sent me the statement because I did ask. I talked to them last night. Their PR said they have not been served with a lawsuit by Ms. Tavel. However, if served, we will vigorously defend ourselves against it. Sapolsky told Fightful News to me. Also at the press conference, Straczynski said WWE has painted a picture over the course of the years that female performers are to comply with certain rules. The WWE, since its inception, has hypersexualized female performers, and they've profited from male aggression against these female performers. In reading through the lawsuit, there are errors specifically that Riddle worked for WWE on prior to May 2018 when he didn't sign until that summer. There are also some questions regarding how WWE and Evolve's relationship is portrayed in the suit. Back to the draft. We'll go real quickly to the draft. Ricochet stays on Raw, and Jey Uso stays on SmackDown. The sex god, oh my goodness, thank God, my God, she's so lovely. If you had a chance for one night with Mandy Rose, yay or nay?
Nay, just because I know who's watching.
Wow. Drafted to SmackDown. We called it, Daryl. We called it, Daryl. High five. High five.
Boom.
Rey and Dominic Mysterio going to SmackDown. And another tag team, The Miz and John Morrison, going to Monday Night Raw. Round 3, Ricochet going to Raw. The number 1 contender to the Universal title, Jey Uso, staying on SmackDown. The goddess herself, Mandy Rose, staying on Raw. Rey and Dominic Mysterio going to SmackDown. And Miz and Morrison going to Raw. Everyone, we got a lot of people jumping in and out. This means a lot. Greatly appreciated. This is the Walkway to Fight Club special live watch along of SmackDown Night 1 of the draft. To the left, I am Stephen Muehlhausen, combat sports reporter at DAZN and Sporting News, and the man to the right, combat sports journalist DY, the king of Puerto Rico, the man who chose his girlfriend over Jennifer Lopez. He's a good man. He's a smart man. And who also said that Roman Reigns is a better wrestler than Asuka.
I did not say that. Did not say that.
DY,
I will deny that.
I'm Stephen Muehlhausen. Here comes the boss, kicking off the second hour. This is interesting. Kicking off the second hour, Daryl. Now, your biggest match, they're going to close this show with Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt. Wow. That's interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting. I just don't understand why this match is taking place to begin with. I don't get it. This is a main event caliber match.
My head hurts. Now, let's talk really quickly just about the Riddle situation, because it does need to be discussed. And everything we read, don't get me wrong, this is a very serious allegation. It's a very serious situation. There are a lot of holes in her side of the story, and there's a lot of holes in his side of the story. And to me, it's that old saying, the truth lies somewhere in between. And it is delicate. And she believes one thing, he says that he believes another thing. Hopefully,
oh, we lost you here.
Here comes Bailey.
Steve?
Does get resolved. Hopefully, both sides, everyone just kind of this all goes away. I'm here. You here? I'm here. I think I'm frozen, but I'm here. Are you here? I'm here. Hello? Hello. I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello? Man, look at Bailey. Bailey all over the place. She's mad. Man, I don't know what's going on here, guys. I apologize. Daryl has left us. Here is the SmackDown Women's Champion. Here is Bailey. Now, see, I would have went right at her here. This is a blood feud. Sasha Banks should have gone right at her, beat her ass. Look at Bailey with the chair. That's some gangster stuff there. Why are you panning out? Don't show the stupid people in the LED board. Stuff always nugs me about WWE guys. Always bothers me. Top of the sixth.
All right. What did I miss?
1-1 Yankees and Yankees and the Rays. Game 5, the winner will face the Houston Astros.
Frozen in my area.
Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Look at Bangs there. Go and beat her ass. this. That's what they need to do. Man, this is one of those things where What's up, you guys? I'm back. Man, some severe technical issues. Greatly apologize for that. That's not how we do things here. I do greatly apologize for that. A lot going on when we were going. We got new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The New Day, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston. But then the shocker, Stephanie McMahon came out for the New Day, Kingston and Woods going to Raw, Big E staying on SmackDown. Wow. That is big news. Very big news. But I do want to apologize as we were not on, and I had a major internet issue. We've had bad Wi-Fi all day today from where I'm at. So I do apologize for that. Daryl's having internet issues, so there's no Daryl, but I am Steven Muehlhausen of DAZN and Sporting News. So you guys will at least know who I am. So, man, there's just some major news. You could see like when Stephanie's making the announcement and they're like, no. And you could just see like they legit wanted to cry. I wonder if they knew. That's kind of my thing. Did they know? And then they're going back to the Banks Bailey match. There was the DQ when Bailey hit Banks with the chair. Excuse me. Then Banks is like, F you. Boom. She tried to put the chair around the head and did not get her comeuppance. That stunk. I'm not going to lie. Oh, there's Sasha. Calling Bailey a coward. I like her hair. Should have known you intentionally get yourself disqualified. I'm so done playing your games. You want hell? You got it. Me and you locked inside Hell in a Cell. Bailey, I'm going to break you. I'm going to end everything there is about you. Hey, I'm down. I'm down for the action. Let's go. I'd be down to seeing that again. Why not? Do it in. I don't like the first matches, first major match of the feud being inside the Hell in a Cell. Not the world's biggest fan of that idea, but I get it. I get the whole. Let's see. Oh man, Facebook took out the feed. So we're only live right now on YouTube. Okay. That's cool. Had a Facebook issue. Let's see. Huh. And here comes the main event of the show. We got Bray Wyatt. Okay, we got the Fiend and facing Kevin Owens. Kind of early for this, don't you think? What do you guys think? I think this is a little bit early. But what the heck do I know? I'm just a podcaster. I am just a podcaster. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do on. Let's see. Trying to figure this out. There he is. Hey, there he is. Hey, we got booted off. We got booted off of Facebook. Oh no, that was me. Hold on. How did I unboot you? He's there. Booted. I promise, guys. Man, this has been a cluster crack. Hey, there he is. You there, Daryl?
I am here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hi.
It's just
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Internet is a clusterfuck nowadays.
You can't hear. How are you?
A little heated at the internet.
We got kicked off. We got kicked off of Facebook. Oh, you're not. Okay, I just gotta. Let's see. I'm gonna have to do that. I don't want to do that. Just re-add it. There we go. We're back.
Are we live on Facebook again?
Say we were, and there we go. Give it in a couple seconds here. It'll be back. But no, I don't know if you've seen what happened. We had a lot of news there in like the last few minutes. So what happened was we got new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The new champs are no longer Nakamura and Cesaro. They are now the New Day. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. That was an upset. Wasn't expecting that today. Big time upset. And then Stephanie McMahon came out and said Woods and Kingston are going to Raw and Big E's staying on SmackDown. What do you think of the New Day being split up here?
I like the fact that the New Day got split up. I don't like the fact that how they did it. I would have done it vice versa. You just crowned them the SmackDown champions. Why would you send them to Raw right away? Doesn't make sense. I would have sent Big E to Raw and the New Day to SmackDown and kept New Day in SmackDown. But I think this means one thing. Red Solo Cups are going to go to SmackDown.
Red Solo Cup.
Da-da.
Red Solo Cup. Do you think so?
Red Solo Cup.
How do you not have Red Solo Cups?
I have no use for them, considering it's just me and Kayla living here.
So you can just drink out of Red Solo Cups. What's wrong with you?
We have cups for a reason. Why waste money on Red Solo Cups?
You're a smarter guy than that, Rivera. You do know this. You're a smart guy. At least I thought you were. I guess I was wrong.
I'm a genius and you know it.
No, you're really not. I like the move because what that means is we're going to get – everyone's been wanting this Big E singles push. We're going to get it now. Full bore. And you know what? We should be embracing this, everybody. Should be embracing it instead of being mad about it. I'm not mad about it. This is great. Think about it. Think about it. Because now man, everyone's wondering where we're at. We are back, everybody. We did have technical issues. We are back, better, stronger than ever. I didn't have an internet issue all day. It seems like you've been having some issues also. But
Xfinity is not
I
being
think this is good. Not good that we had Wi-Fi issues. Good in the fact that Big E now is going to get the push that everyone wants him to have. Yes, we all love the New Day. We all love all three of them. The season premiere of SmackDown next week. Oh, a banger, Daryl. We may have to do another watch-along next week. The Universal title on the line. Braun Strowman getting his rematch. As he'll be challenging the head of the tribal chief, the WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. The farewell to the New Day. They'll be in 6-man tag team action against The Bar. The Bar is back. The Bar is back together. Sheamus, Cesaro, and Nakamura. The season premiere of SmackDown next week. You know what? I'm on board with that Universal title match. How about you?
I am too, but again, this is something that I want to see Roman Reigns win in a convincing fashion. What does that mean? I want to see them beat the living shit out of Braun Strowman. Establish the head of the table.
This is where I have a problem with this match happening. And hear me out on this. We already have a WWE Universal title match for Hell in a Cell. The point of the match now.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares about next week? I already know the result. We know what's happening at Hell in a Cell. We're getting Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. So what is the point now, Daryl, of that match now? Because it's the season premiere of SmackDown?
Trying to get views.
Yippee-o-ki-yay, let's get in. People aren't that fucking stupid, Rivera. There are a lot of idiot pro wrestling fans in the world. There definitely are. And they watch this podcast. So we thank you. But I think that's a bad idea.
It is. It's
Kevin Owens going right at Bray Wyatt. I love this. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
The fact that you have, and this probably means one of two things. One, Strowman's going to Raw. Almost basically guaranteed.
Yeah.
And two, they're just doing it to give him his rematch clause and just to get viewers for SmackDown. That's it. It's the only reason.
It's the only reason, but it's a horrible idea.
Yeah. We already know the result.
Then what's the point of the match? Beyond viewer, okay, you're gonna get some. How many more viewers are you gonna get with Braun Strowman? Hook should be title defense. Roman Reigns is defending the Universal title. Could at least made it against someone more credible. Braun Strowman has no credibility.
Nope. After losing it,
And you called it. And you called it with the under of this baseball game. Look at you.
Make money. How's the Heat game going?
I got no idea. Let's see. I can tell you right now. Just commercial. Back to SmackDown. But it's just a bad idea. This is bad. I'd have rather seen go with Kevin Owens. Because we know Kevin Owens is here. Hey, wait. It took them an hour and 48 minutes. And we finally got a tracker for the draft? Where was that earlier? The little things, Rivera. And we've discussed it. The little things.
Again, this show was thrown together last minute. They had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea what they were going to do. Until what? Yesterday? When they made the official announcement?
I don't even know because I haven't asked. I'm going up there just because I got a press release yesterday afternoon saying, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, you're telling me now? You're telling me now on Thursday.
Did you break your
This
mic
is how
again?
mad I am. I dropped my microphone because of how mad I am. I'm mad because it's so stupid. If me and you know this, and I'm not even going to insult our intelligence because we're smart guys. Our fans, the wrestling fans, are pretty smart when it comes to stuff like this. But it's like, what are you doing? There's no rhyme. There is no reason.
And they
It's one of those things where you like want to bang your head against the wall and just makes me want to cry. Not gonna lie. It's so sad. Because something that should be common sense is insulting. How do you not have a tracker? Watch any draft. NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL. They all, even MLS, they have tickers. They have tickers. I just get amped. I know I'm getting, everyone's like, oh, why are you getting so amped up? I'm getting amped up because I hate stupidity. And what do we always say, Daryl? The little things.
It's the little things.
It's the little. Exactly. Remind the people one more time, Daryl. What about the little things?
It's the little things that matter in this industry.
And they don't ever do that. And I don't know why.
This whole draft could have been, you didn't have to make it a full reset. You didn't have to make it the way that you're making it now. WWE Draft, you had the formula. You had it in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. It worked. It was something that it drew viewers because it was random. You never knew what was going to happen. You had to win. You had the little, every superstar available that was dun, 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 dun. Close the gate, open it. This is the guy that's coming to Raw. That's awesome stuff. That's a graphic. That's something that I used to look forward to as a kid because I'm like, oh, who's going to go where? That way, not only do you get the element of surprise for both brands, but you can also include NXT. You can have the NXT call-ups because that's what they are, quote unquote, call-ups. You can send people to NXT, people that need it, like a Shayna Baszler, like a random superstar that's treading water in the mid card. You could have sent them to NXT. They could have made this whole thing a lot better than it is. But what did they do? They chose the route. What's the most complicated way we can make this that doesn't make sense? Let's pull the whole thing up and make it a real draft. There's no GM for Raw or SmackDown. The fact that it's Stephanie McMahon basically saying what the picks are. We don't see anybody who's picking. That doesn't make sense. No. When you have a match, and we've had a lot of for example, The Fiend versus Kevin Owens. This could have been a match for a draft pick. It's an interpromotional match. Kevin Owens is on Raw. Make it worth something. Hey, it's a pick. Boom. There it is. Done. Who's it going to be? This is where you announce one of the big ones. Like if Braun Strowman's going to Raw. If AJ Styles is going to Raw. That's a big deal. If Seth Rollins coming to SmackDown. Those are big deals. You make it a bigger deal by announcing it at the end of the show, not at the beginning of the show. But again, what do I know?
We're the ones that should already know that. And you were asking me earlier about Lakers and the Heat. The Heat are up 11. And a surprise to me.
Let's fucking go.
When I thought you were a Lakers fan.
I'm not a Lakers fan. I hate the Lakers.
Really?
I'm a Bulls fan, man.
I want them to win for Kobe.
Same. But I want the Heat to win tonight
really,
so I can win some money.
Well, I understand the financial aspect of it, but a little bit of sloppiness here.
Hold on, I just saw a comment here that I have to touch on this one. Kevin Palmer, you could have the anonymous GM announce the draft picks. The last thing I want to hear is Michael Cole even more than we're already getting.
KP. Let's get
That was the one thing I dreaded most about Michael Cole. That may I have your attention, please? I've received an anonymous message from an email
Raw General
from the anonymous Raw General.
How do you not like that?
I hated that. I hated every minute of it. That was me in high school. Like, I hated that entire thing. And I know he was kidding. He's saying now that he's kidding. Of course I know you were kidding. It was funny. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is that's the last thing I need. And that was another angle that you could have done so much with. But they ended up.
I liked the Raw GM gimmick. It was funny.
You could have done well with that too. That's another missed opportunity out of the millions that the WWE has had. What did they do? They ran it with Hornswoggle. What do you do when an angle's dying? Throw it at Hornswoggle. Because that's what they do. They did it with DX, the second run. They did it with the anonymous Raw General Manager. Vince is illegitimate, however you say that word, son. Who was it? The bastard Hornswoggle. And what did they do when it didn't work out? That's Finley's kid. That's a cop-out. Why do I watch this show?
There's Kevin Owens. And a stunner! And the mandible claw is still in there. Wow. With the mandible claw in there. I be damned. And the match is over. Your winner, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
And who's going to be their draft pick? Oh, we don't care because
the draft is over.
I know.
The draft is over. To me, it's now like, okay, you had Kevin Owens come over, and he got killed. He got 4 minutes. What do you do for 4 minutes? He beat the living tar out of Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Thought Owens would have got more offense than he did. Okay, the screen is black. This is interesting. Wow. Him and Alexa Bliss. It is official. Okay. I'm on board with this. Okay.
I'm going to critique this just a bit. For this whole reason. This can work. But we know who's writing this shit. Why does every unstoppable monster always end up in an angle going for the girl? Every time. It happened to Kane. It happened. I don't remember who else it happened to. But it always happens. It's kind of like the go-to script for WWE. Make an indestructible monster. Don't have anything to do with him. Put him in the love angle. But at this,
Kane's your only one. That
Kane and Tori, Kane and Lita. I'll come back to you on Monday with this. I'm gonna find a list.
You can't say that and then kind of back off.
I'm not backing off. I'm staying on my point. I'm just saying I'm gonna bring proof on Monday.
You better bring something. That's all I'm gonna say.
I will bring it.
Because right now you're.
What did you think of the show?
You know what? It was about what I expected. It's exactly what I expected. There were really no surprises. Rollins going over was a surprise. Then he gave it away about the Mysterio, so then that kind of ruined it for me a little bit. But I thought those were really the big moves. The New Day breaking up with Woods and Kingston going to Raw, and Big E staying at SmackDown. Those were really like big, like getting what we saw out of Banks and Bailey was expected. We all knew we weren't going to get a finish. I think that was pretty blatantly clear.
Yeah. As soon as Sasha got drafted to SmackDown, yeah.
Oh, that's a bad call. All he did is pushed him. I hate watching football because I got the watching the football game. I hate. It's like the quarterback. You might as well put the quarterback in a bubble. Quarterbacks are never allowed to be touched. It's like, what is this like big thing that we feel this giant need that we always got to protect the quarterback? What about the linemen? The linemen are just as important. The running back just as important. The tight end, the wide receivers.
I 100% agree. And it was
like
tough.
that personal foul in the Bears. It was like that personal foul in the Bears game last night. What's his on Shaq Barrett? That wasn't a personal foul. That was just a good hit and a personal foul. And I'm a Bears fan. That was some horse shit.
Yep.
It's just never a big fan of that.
It's hard, especially for a lineman, just because the line. You're asking a 350-pound human being that's going full speed at this guy to, out of nowhere, just veer to the right or veer to the left to avoid hitting him hard so you avoid a penalty. That's just asking for him to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost impossible to do.
It's just so annoying. Just like takes like at least for me, it takes the joy sometimes out of watching football. It's like football's not the way like when I first started watching it and really started remembering where you were just allowed to hit these guys, man. I get concussions. You want to protect these players to a bit, but it's like the quarterback's like the holy grail. He's like the Pope. Just the quarterback. I know the quarterback's an important position. It's the most important position. Blah 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 blah. But every player does have an equal, at least to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little sensitive. Maybe, but back to the draft. I just looked up and it really bothered me. But it was about what I thought. I didn't really. I'm pretty irritated about the ticker. Stephanie McMahon. I agree with you about Stephanie McMahon. I'm I would have rather seen switch it up with Adam Pearce. Have Adam Pearce and Stephanie McMahon or have some of the legends. This is what you can use these legends for. I like how the NFL does it. Sometimes they have the legends come out and they do like Steelers, they would use Lynn Swann and guys of that nature. The Bears, I know in the past the Bears used Jared Payton for Walter Payton and or Mike Singletary.
Olin Kreutz.
Olin Kreutz. I'd rather see stuff like that. That's just me. I don't know.
Yeah. That makes it better because it gives you a surprise. That's what. Whenever a show is predictable, that's when it's not good. Predictable is not always bad, but when it comes to a draft where you can tell the picks, when you already know how it's going to happen, that's just all right, meh. This is kind of bland. The matches are good. The New Day angle was good. Seth Rollins going to SmackDown is good, but that's just results. The way they delivered it was meh. It was bland. It just happened.
It's we're a thing. I agree with you. When they first started doing these drafts, that's how it should have been done. Like you said, having matches for picks or when they first started doing it and just Cena was the first pick. They did it on
Raw.
Chris Jericho's talk show.
Yeah.
On Raw. It was it was hyped. He was going to be announcing the first pick of the draft, and it was John Cena. It's like doing things like that, have some spontaneity instead of just always being. It's basically the same thing as last year, and it's like, okay, yawn.
Exactly.
The hype, it's a draft. People are going to watch, get it, and it's a ratings grab and things of that nature. But it's like it could have been done. You could do it a lot better. At least we did not get the Fox robot this year.
Oh God,
Well, that's a win. That's a massive win.
I'll take the win there. But it's like we keep mentioning. You look at past drafts. You look at the draft picks and the pop that you got from the fans. When Triple H got drafted to SmackDown, that was huge.
Oh my gosh,
huge.
I know he wasn't happy about it. He went back to Raw, I think, in like a week. He was pretty pissed about that one. That I do know.
I think we're thinking about two different ones. I think you're thinking about the first time. I'm thinking about the second time when I think he was champ.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. The first time, yeah, he was legit ticked off.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Because he doesn't want to work Tuesdays. Paul Heyman said it at One Night Stand 2005. So JBL got a title run.
Oh, John Bridge, Holyfield.
One of the best mic drops insults that I've ever heard. Paul Heyman ran them bitches down.
Anytime anyone can run down JBL, I am more than down for the cause for it. I'm sorry. I am. JBL doesn't. He's not my cup of tea. I think he's a jagbag. Always has and always will be. Always has and always will be. Look at the Lakers are playing awful basketball here. Uh-oh, no. I say that they're down 5. LeBron's going to... and 1 for LeBron James. Uh-oh. He's got that tongue sticking out, Daryl. I think it's time, LeBron. I think it's go time. But, I just sit and I look at all these things they can do better. And I hate sandbagging them. But they make it so damn easy. This draft could have been done so many cool different ways. And they used the same archaic formula. If you want to know why their ratings are down, ladies and gentlemen, this is why. We're not making this any more difficult than it needs to be. We're not. We're trying really hard to, be nice. We want to be. There were some good things about the show. We named them. But it's just like I think people are just tired of their intelligence getting insulted. It's the biggest thing. People are tired of that crap. People are tired of seeing it. And you wonder why your ratings are down. You wonder why you're getting your butt kicked. What do you think? And I heard this, I forgot what it was an interview with Chris Jericho the other day on Busted Open. And I thought about it, and I should have texted this part to you because I've really been thinking about it. If NXT wasn't on Wednesday nights, how close do you think Dynamite's ratings would be to Raw?
I think it'd be pretty close. Without NXT, that's just... Anybody that's watching NXT, they're watching it because obviously they're fans of the product, because they're fans of NXT. You could even put AEW Dynamite on Raw, and I still think they would give them a run for their money. Just because NXT is the best product WWE has. If you take them out of the equation, you put them on Dynamite only, just Dynamite on Wednesday, they would do well over 1.2, 1.3 easily. They got in my opinion, they got the better product compared to Raw.
I think so too.
Their booking is a lot better. Everything is not predictable like Raw is. It's just one of those things that, like, and I'm not sitting here like trying to be a fanboy for. I'm not trying to be a fanboy for AEW. I'm just trying to say the obvious. AEW right now is the better product, bar none.
No, you're just being honest.
Yeah, I'm not being biased because I'm a
being
journalist. I'm not being biased. Exactly. I'm being honest. I'm giving my honest opinion. It's the better product.
You're
more
being
quality
honest.
matches. It is what it is.
And don't get me wrong, I don't like being like that. I don't. But it's the truth. If you sit and look, it is. It's the better show. It's the better product. More people are talking about AEW than they are WWE. But that's WWE's fault. Mm-hmm. Not AEW is just doing their stuff and using common sense. You're giving away. Like, I have people say, "Oh, well, they're giving away Archer and Moxley." But you got to sit and you got to think: is Moxley Archer a pay-per-view main event?
No.
Like, if you're booking Full Gear, would you headline up Moxley and Archer?
No.
And that's not knocking Lance Archer. I think Lance Archer's a hell of a talent. He's been doing the last 2 years in New Japan and then here in the States, I think has been pretty remarkable. And that's a testament to Lance. But the point is, it's not a pay-per-view main event. I don't know what they're going to do for the pay-per-view main event for Full Gear. I don't know.
And that's a good thing.
I think we'll have a good idea at the end of Dynamite this week. Because then you're 3 weeks away from my pay-per-view and you need to have a main event. But I think the ratings for it, and that's a good thing. Because I don't think Archer's winning the title. That just doesn't. I think there's a time and place you can do a title change on world title change on Dynamite. I think, I'm not saying you got to do it every year, but if you do it every 18 months, you do a world title change on live TV, I think that's good. It gives the people a reason to watch. But putting Reigns and Strowman on when we know the result already is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I think that's just not knowing your audience. If we're really going to be honest with each other, and we're going to be honest with you about it. Maybe I'm totally off and being a dick. I don't think I am. But
like you said, you're just being honest.
Case, though, that you're putting Reigns and Strowman on free TV. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a cool match. Yeah, man, I get it. It is a big match, but you're giving it away for free, and you're giving it away. If they go ahead. If they hadn't announced Uso and Reigns for Hell in a Cell, okay, now there's some intrigue. But the intrigue's gone now. Why should I watch next week now?
For the New Day farewell.
What's the reason to watch next week, Daryl?
The New Day farewell match is something to watch. That's about it.
Daryl doesn't have it. I don't think, and that's my point. There's no reason to watch. What reason do you have, Daryl?
I think we have some sort of delay.
Beyond saying yes, it's my job. Yeah.
Stevie, can you hear me?
I don't either. I guess the New Day farewell. Okay, they're gonna have their farewell match. Okay. Yeah, we roll with it, man. We roll with it. But okay, I can. You know what? You just convinced me. The farewell of one iconic faction in pro wrestling. Okay. Now you got me hooked. I can hear you. Loud and clear.
It's a massive delay. Just
loud and clear, sir. But no, you're right though. I hate admitting that. It's like my wife. I hate admitting when Daryl's right. It's not fun. But no, there is a big delay. That's okay. He has delays daily. So it's okay. It's okay. It's not a big deal. But no, next week, if we're gonna watch, okay, you can hype the New Day. I'm a little sad about that. It's a great iconic group, iconic tag team. Don't even tell me. Just go. Keep going. Just keep going. Roll with the punches, as they say. But what are you? If I'm more inclined, and we're talking about next week, this is what we know for next week. It's night 2 of the draft on Raw. They've announced no matches, but we know there's a Raw and there's a night 2 of the draft. We also know, and there goes Daryl. Uh-oh. Okay, we're back to me. We know there's a draft. Wednesday night, we know that there's the anniversary show. We have Jon Moxley and Lance Archer for the AEW World Heavyweight. We have FTR against Best Friends for the tag titles. We know that. Kushida is facing Big Swole for the AEW Women's title. I don't know what's going on NXT. But then I do know that SmackDown has Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman for the Universal title. You're getting the farewell of the New Day. Okay. As of right now, I'm more inclined to watch AEW next week. To watch it all because, kind of hang that's going on next. You weren't doing this, you're living a full-time job and you're just watching wrestling for shits and giggles. What would you be more inclined to watch next week? Raw, NXT, or SmackDown? One being the highest and then going down after in terms of importance.
I guess me. Dynamite, NXT, SmackDown, Raw.
Yeah, it's taking him a while about this. It is a big decision. I know I would be Raw. Kidding. Be Dynamite. Just because it's night 2 of the draft, I'll say Raw. SmackDown, and then NXT. Yes, I'm asking you.
There is such a massive delay.
Wow, you're putting Raw at the bottom? Why?
The reason why I'm putting Raw in the bottom is because we already saw what happened.
Why Raw 4?
It's not giving me any reason to watch it. It's already the same thing as today. The only thing that I want to see is the draft picks.
There is. We do apologize. Holy Jesus. We do worst internet providers on the planet.
This massive delay.
That's worth watching, though. That's worth watching. It's worth watching. I honestly feel that way.
That's fine.
Mike Brose hit a freaking solo home run off a Raw this day, a 2-1 lead. Wow! Wow! Good freaking Lord.
That
I did not
looking
see
pretty
that
good.
coming. Hey, that would be pretty damn cool. Wow. Wow. Good Lord. What a sports night. Wow. Do you know there's boxing on tonight? Oh, God, good Lord. Oh, my goodness. All right. This has turned into a natural disaster. So we're going to end this disaster for this evening. Daryl, where can the fans find you on social media? Daryl left. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to end this with me. You can find me on social media at S. Muehlhausen. It's right there at S. Muehlhausen JR. You can find me on Instagram, S. Muehlhausen MMA. You can make sure you like the Walk Like Cub. Actually, do apologize. All right, let's see. All right, we'll go. We read all those. What if heavy machinery goes to Raw? That's how they take the briefcase off of Otis. That is from Matt Ward. Well, apparently Otis is getting taken to court. So you can technically do that. You can technically.
Are we back?
Oh, nice to see you.
Are we back on actual time?
I think we are.
Okay, cool.
What do you think?
I was responding to your questions right away, and I'm like, okay, no response? What's happening?
What if heavy machinery goes to Raw and that's how they take the briefcase from Otis?
I don't hate it. But they already said that Otis is going to SmackDown.
Did they?
Yeah, that he was one of the draft picks.
Okay, then.
Just Otis, though. Not Tucker.
Then where's Tucker going to go?
Who knows? He'll probably get drafted in the the post show.
Did you know there's boxing tonight?
I did not know that, no.
Emmanuel Navarrete.
What channel?
ESPN. I'm watching the rest of the Louisville, Georgia Tech game. And apparently, I forgot. I thought the fight was tomorrow. If you've never seen Emmanuel Navarrete, ladies and gentlemen, holy Christ, he is phenomenal. Mate, his second fight at 126, fighting for the WBO featherweight championship of the world.
And that's
after college football here on ESPN.
Okay. But, I got boxing to watch tonight.
Yeah. I'm not watching any more combat sports today. I am going to drink beer and just drink some more beer.
I'm going to drink some breaking out the Crown Royal Apple,
Ooh.
and watching some boxing tonight. Or watch the rest of the Heat Lakers game, one or the other.
I have no wife or children until Sunday or Monday. So I think I'm going to sit in my undies and just watch TV.
Living the life. Living your best life, Steve.
Well, no. Because I got to work. I work today during the day. I got to work tomorrow. Man, I got to work that horrible UFC show tomorrow night. Man.
Good luck to you.
It's like a no-name card. Like, I love fights. It's just hard to get up for some of these fight night cards. Like, the main event's cool. Marlon Moraes, Corey Sandhagen. It's a cool main event. It's like the fight is good, but it's just until then, it's just like Edson Barboza's on the card. Edson Barboza's always exciting. So it's like, okay, he's there. But it's like it's just like it's one of those like fight nights where it's not fun. Like last week was cool because I love Holly Holm. My wife loves Holly Holm. And so it's like, those are fun. I know like those articles are going to do well. People are going to read it. And it just gets a little like when you know like no one. And I'll reveal a little bit the cat out. I'll reveal some of the secrets. It's a fight card like this isn't going to do well.
No.
You know, I hate saying that. I want every fight card to do awesome traffic-wise. That only helps combat sports, and that only helps people get jobs. You know, I'm like, I want that to happen, of course. I want people to get jobs. I want viewership to be off, like, through the roof. But, you know, that's usually doesn't happen, unfortunately. And it is what it is, I guess. But, no, it's a good fight tonight on ESPN. You may know Never Ready, and then you got UFC tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's why I am home alone. It's not as fun as people make it out to be. It's really not. And I'm already like extremely lonely.
Sometimes just relaxing, you know. Drink a few beers, watch some sports, chill on the couch.
Now, I don't say this because she's my wife. I'm not like that rah-rah type of guy. I actually like drinking with my wife. She's actually because she can drink. Good Lord. She can hang with the best of them. But it's just not the same.
To be a nurse, you have to be.
Oh, my God. My God, yeah. The stories I can tell you would just, dude, the stories would blow your mind away.
I can only imagine, just because my friend used to be a paramedic, and his stories were wild. I can only imagine if he was only a paramedic, and that's not discrediting any paramedics. They do a great job. But the nurses' story are probably more wild than that.
Dude, like, these stories like I hear when she comes home. Just, it's not every shift, but it's
most
pretty often, yeah. And it's like she tells me these stories, and I'm just like, you know, especially with everything going on with COVID. And I was already very proud of my wife, but it's like I'm proud of her in the fact that she drives 45 minutes, and I still got to send you a picture of the mask. I got to find it in my phone. I'll send it to you tonight if I find it.
All right, cool.
And you know what she goes through in these 12-hour shifts, 3 nights. Sometimes even she'll work overtime. She'll work 4 nights a week, and it just blows my mind away. And you know, I have so much more respect and I've always respected police officers, and you know, firefighters and nurses and doctors, but you know, with everything going on in the world, and yes, I know there's bad seeds. There's bad nurses, there's bad doctors, there's bad police officers, there's bad firefighters. But you know, more often than not, there's more great seeds than there are bad seeds. There's the size of the rotten apple is very, very small. I want to make that perfectly clear to everybody. But it's a hard job, man. And I hear these stories, especially with COVID, it would blow your mind away, these stories, man. So, to all the first, and I'm not saying because it's my wife, but man, she can drink, man. Get back to that.
She can drink. Like I said, any first responder has to have the stomach for it. They can drink like nobody's business just because they have to.
Like my grandfather was a Chicago fireman. I always remember it, and God rest his soul. Fantastic man. And just these stories he would tell me, because the bar he used to go to is still there. Like it's the same owner. It's the owner's son. Like I know the son. I've known the family for 30 years. And me and him will just swap stories still. Like we still talk and everything. So it's like, but they would drink, man. God, I'd go there as a little kid. He'd take me there, and oh my God, man. Police officers, these firemen. It's like, good freaking Lord, man. No freaking way. Not a chance. Not at all. Not at all, man.
Nobody can keep up.
No, but I miss I just kind of do. I don't like drinking by myself.
It's fair.
Like it's just not very fun.
Like I'll drink, like if I'm by myself, I'll drink maybe like just a glass of like whiskey or something, just to relax or something. That's about it. I'm not going all out.
2 outs. The Rays are 1 out away from upsetting the Yankees. Wow. Who had this in their scorecard? Not me. Wow.
I just had the under. And you know what? It go hit.
It's going to hit, my friend. The Yankees are going to lose. Good Lord. I did not see this one coming.
Neither did
I did not. I thought the Yankees would have won tonight, just the way they played yesterday. They played really well yesterday.
Yeah, but like I said before, Tyler Glasnow. I told you, man, his stuff is good.
The game is over.
Tyler Glasnow, man, I'm telling you, what he did today, 2 days rest. He has the stuff to do it. Like, he's one of the more underrated pitchers in baseball, man. He has the stuff to do it.
It is just so impressive. Georgia Tech going to beat Louisville 39-27. Georgia Tech. Oh, man, they are putting a beating. The game is over.
Ooh. Everything ending already.
Everything is ending, sir. Everything is ending. But no.
Let me get my money.
And we got these questions to answer. And we're just sitting here. Matt Ward, I wanted the New Day to have a reign like the Shield where all three have the titles at the same time. Didn't they have that though when Kofi was the champion? Didn't Big E and... Or no?
I think so.
Maybe I'm wrong.
1 second.
I want to say yeah. I thought Woods and Big E. Yeah, they did. They had to. There's no way they're gonna go that long with not them having the titles. For people wondering, 66-62. The Heat over the leg. And only LeBron James, which is go from about 30 feet and just pop a three. Good Lord. And then some horrible defense. Some horrid defense by the Lakers. Good Lord.
Yeah, the Lakers defense isn't the greatest thing in the world.
When the Lakers want to play defense, the Lakers can play defense. Seen it the other night. Good Lord, just call the foul. Good Lord. Poor Dwight. Did you find that?
Yeah, no, they were not champs at the same time. The Usos were the SmackDown champs at the time that Kofi was champion.
For the whole entire reign? Wow. Okay. All right.
So they never had that full moment. Yeah, that's when they beat, because that was the WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, Kofi beat Bryan, obviously.
Yeah.
Usos beat Aleister Black, Ricochet, Rusev, Nakamura, and The Bar.
Now, so the New Day never. So throughout Kofi's reign, Woods and Big E never won the tag belts. They had 6 months.
I'm taking a look at all the until he lost it.
Let's just make sure here before let's keep Matt Ward question. Because I find it so fascinating that
The next pay-per-view Money in the Bank, they won. Why did it skip so much? Jesus. Ugh.
man, look at LeBron. Didn't make it that time. Hey, Anthony, this is the one thing I hate about Anthony Davis. You're 6'11". Why are you not playing under the basket? Poor Dwight Howard's there by himself with 4 other guys. Good Lord. That's just terrible. Good Jesus. All right. While you're looking at that, let's answer Kevin Palmer. Braun Strowman needs to be out of the title picture right now. This match makes no sense. He should not be in this storyline. It just buries Jey Uso. Exactly.
You were correct, sir. The New Day did hold the tag titles along with Kofi at one point. Extreme Rules, they did beat Bryan and Rowan, who were the champs, and Heavy Machinery, and a triple threat match. And the same card, Kofi beat Samoa Joe for the WWE title.
Okay, I thought so. Thank you for the clarification, sir. I agree with Kevin. Thank you for leaving a comment. Matt Late, thank you for leaving comments as well. No, I agree here in regards to Strowman. I have to think it's nothing more than, like you said, Daryl, a ratings grab, ratings play, whatever you really want to call it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this idea, but I just think it insults the fans' intelligence in terms of, we already know there's a universal title match at Hell in a Cell. If they use intelligence, maybe they're like, well, if Strowman wins, Reigns stays in the match, and it'll be a 3-way or something along. Make it at least, gotta give it something.
Give it a hook. That's all you have to do. Give it a hook.
That requires common sense.
Which they don't have.
Kevin Palmer, the Uso Roman storyline has been great. The build is going, it's exceeded my expectations. I wasn't expecting this to be this good. I know you've been in that same sentiment as well. As no one expected this program to go this well. No. If you thought this program was going to go this well, you're kidding yourself. Sorry.
Or you're trying to sound like the smartest guy in the room when in reality you're not.
I'm not. I was the first one to freaking debunk this nonsense. I thought it was pure nonsense. Boy,
I thought it was going to be a one-off.
I couldn't have been more wrong.
I thought they were just going to do a one-off and call it a day.
So did I. Not the only one, amigo. And I thought the same thing. And boy, was I proven wrong. We were proven wrong, Mr. Rivera. That's a testament to them. They had enough faith in Jey Uso to be like, hey, you know what? That we can get more legs out of this. And you know what? They've kept the people's attention. And
that's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. They realized the match at the last pay-per-view was better than expected. They have something here. Run with it. And you know what? Adding the I Quit match, and this is something we didn't talk about. Adding the I Quit stipulation. That adds more intrigue to it. Yeah. Like, obviously, I still think Roman's going over. I don't see a scenario where Uso's going over. No disrespect, Matt. But this adds the possibility of Jey maybe turning heel.
It does. It does. Oh, and I think it is interesting. And everything is going well so far, though. I will definitely admit that. So, Matt Ward, with Dominic and Ray going to SmackDown, do you think Murphy stays on Raw with Aaliyah as his valet? Well, we don't know yet if Murphy is going. Murphy was eligible tonight, and Murphy did not get drafted.
Which surprised me a little bit. You would think after what happened on Raw, he would be one of the televised picks instead of, maybe Naomi, Dana Brooke. I'm just spinning out names here.
I don't know. Yeah, I was quite surprised by that. Right. I'm going with yeah. It appears that's where they're going, which I'm okay with. I don't really have a. I think the way they've handled this storyline, I think, has been done very well. It's one of the one things they haven't really royally screwed up.
And they just dragged it for too long.
See, I don't think so. They normally do that, though. I mean, you're not wrong there, but I just feel like, people are interested in this angle. For some reason, people like romance. They want to see it. When you tug on emotional heartstrings, people have an attachment to that. They don't do that enough. Like, look at the storyline with Reigns and Uso. They're doing it there. And then this angle with Rollins and the Mysterios and Murphy and everything, and they're doing that here. So keep doing it.
If people like it, yeah. If people like it, obviously keep it going. But I'm just like, the only thing I'm saying is the Murphy-Seth Rollins rivalry did not need the Mysterio name in it. That's all I'm saying. Rollins and Murphy by themselves could have done it perfectly fine.
This is just funny. Hulk Hogan is going to Raw. I just had to put that there. That's funny. Why not?
Number one pick.
Number one pick is the Hulkster brother. Look at the heat up 6. Wow.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I seriously thought the Heat were going to buckle.
Give me the money.
I seriously thought they were just going to crumble.
I told you.
I'm very surprised here.
Don't count them out. Do not count the Heat out. They're a better team that they make themselves seem to be. They're a good defensive team.
But if
they got the dual threat of Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler, because Hero can shoot the 3. That man can shoot the rock. That kid, he's younger than I am. I'm getting to that age where everybody in sports is younger than I am. It's weird.
He's 20, right?
He's 20 years old.
What were you doing at 20?
Just going to Elmhurst, trying to be a teacher, which failed epically because I realized I didn't want to be a teacher, and playing ball. Baseball at Elmhurst College. Yeah, that sounds sad.
Why do you say that for?
Huh?
Why do you say that?
The sad part?
Yeah.
Oh, if only you knew how the baseball program was at Elmhurst. It wasn't terrible. It was just coaching wasn't the greatest.
No.
Like, there were some coaches that I got along with that I'm probably friends with Facebook and stuff, but there are some coaches that I was like, I can't play for you, man. This sucks. Kind of ruined the experience, but some parts were good. Some parts were not.
So you would not recommend going to Elmhurst College?
No, actually, because Elmhurst College is actually pretty good. The teachers there were good. As a school, I just went there for all the wrong reasons. I went there for baseball. I didn't go for the education part. But the education programs and everything were actually a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
We're just sitting here BS, and we're looking through our questions here, and we're just talking
shooting
the shit on this Friday. If you're watching live, watching via Facebook Live, it's easy, guys. Subscribe to the Walkway to not subscribe. I'm thinking YouTube. Just like and follow the Walkway to Fight Club on Facebook, and also give our reaction to the video. Look it up right now. It's 78-73 Heat, 4.5 minutes left. And Anthony Davis is damn sexy. Good Lord. The king of the unibrow. Good Lord.
I wouldn't exactly call him sexy.
Oh,
I think he's a hell of a ball player, but
that unibrow is first world sexy. Come on. If you were able to grow one of those unibrows, you know you would do it.
hell no.
No?
Hell no, I would not do it.
You're a liar.
I'm not lying. I would not do that.
Oh, the Lakers almost tied the game. And the Lakers down 1. Woo-hoo! I want the Lakers to do this for the Mamba.
They can win in 6. That's fine. I just need the Heat to win.
I told my wife last night, because she's like, what are you going to do tomorrow night? I'm like, what are you going to do for the podcast? I'm like, I'm going to watch the game. And she's like, the game? I'm like, oh, yeah, the finals. I'm like, Lakers. She's like, fuck the Lakers. And I'm like,
whoa.
Listen, I'm like, normally, I would have agreed with that sentiment. But I loved Kobe. It's just because he had that, like, Jordan mentality cranked to another level. Like, that guy would have ripped out your heart and stomped on it if that meant he could win more championships. That's how much he wanted to win. If he could step on your neck and just keep twisting and pull your heart out at the same time and beat you with it, and you'd still get to be alive, he would do it. I love that. The drive and the will to win. And because you don't see it, I don't know if it's just me. You watch a lot of basketball and you're an athlete. You don't get athletes like that anymore.
Oh, nobody. Kobe was just built differently. Kobe, MJ, they were built differently. I'm not saying that Kobe was better than MJ. I'm not saying that Kobe's better than LeBron. I don't want to get in that debate because that debate is stupid.
No, we're not getting into that debate.
No, that debate is stupid. I'll say right now, it's 2 different eras. You can't compare them.
You know, and it's kind of like, and this just happens at Hulk Hogan's.
Yeah.
Right here. And you look at, like, and let's turn this about the way into wrestling. You look at Hogan. And yes, how does Hulk Hogan compare to this? Wrestling's about back at that time, 70s, 80s, 90s, that first decade into 2000, into 2000s, that was cutthroat as cutthroat can be. It was about maintaining your spot, making the most money, keeping yourself in the limelight. There was not more of a shrewd businessman than Hulk Hogan. And if Hulk Hogan was the Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan of professional wrestling.
It's not going to work for me, brother. Not going to work for me.
I remember, and this is when I established a relationship with Eric Bischoff. And the second time we chatted, because he was like, oh, what do you want to talk about that? And I'm like, if you don't mind, I'm like, even if he said no, I would have asked a couple of Hogan questions anyway. And I'm like, because the interview was based on he was coming here to do it was an 83 weeks podcast combined with What Happened When I'm with Tony Schiavone, and it was the first time he was going to be seeing Tony in years, and there was heat there. And I had talked to Tony a couple days beforehand, and Tony was fucking ready to spit fire at Bischoff. And I'm like, well, but I want to ask you some questions about Hulk and just like the perception of him and blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm like, I can ask away, right? He's like, you ask whatever you feel like you need to ask. He's like, we got a good report. I'm like, all right, cool. And man, I asked. I'm like, I'm just gonna. It was more than halfway through the interview. I'm like, hey, I'm like asking about the politics of with Hogan. He admitted, he's like, you're gonna find more of a better businessman than Hulk Hogan. And then he did the old, it doesn't work for me, brother. I forget what it was.
Wasn't it the first NWO when he first brought it up to him? Because he denied it at first.
He told me that.
Yeah, he declined it first.
There was like another instance of when he brought it up. And it was Oh my God, I'm having a brain cramp. And I remember it. So the first time was that, and he called it the Fu Manchu. He would go like this. He was like, he would stroke his thing, the Fu Manchu, and you go, doesn't work for me, brother.
I could totally feel it.
The other time was when, God, it was originally the program with Luger. And because like Luger won the title on that Nitro in Detroit. And then Hogan won because they were meeting at Hog Wild. And they were going to keep the title on Luger for like a month, was the original mindset of what they were going to do. And then he went, doesn't work for me, brother. Getting that title back on Saturday.
Right away.
I laughed so hard. And it was the right move if you really, because the goal was Hogan and Sting, which we will be doing at the end of the year. I want to do a watch along for that because that whole pay-per-view, holy shit. I just remember
the most anticipated wrestling match in the 90s, in my opinion.
I remember I did not watch it live. There was a death in the family, and everything was like out in Rockford, like a little town outside of Rockford called Byron, Illinois. And I was there for a few days. So I came home like 2 days later. And oh my God, I had all my buddies over. We all made a pact. We always watch all the pay-per-views in my house. We're like, hey, let's not watch. Like, we'll all watch it together. Oh my God. We like cried because of the incompetence. We all knew when we were 16, we're like, this ain't going to last too much longer.
Did you ask Bishop about that one?
No. I've listened to his podcast about it, and he defends it to the fucking. He defends Hogan on that. He takes the sole responsibility. He puts it all on him, which is, he's going to do that. I get it. But I kind of don't. Part of me buys it, and then part of me is like, he does a lot of protecting of Hulk. And they're friends, and I get it. Let's see. Oh, a response to our Kane and Lita question earlier about marriages. Kane and Tori. God, I forgot about Tori. Good Lord.
Yeah, Kane and Tori, Kane and Lita. If you go one down, comment Matt Ward says Mike Knox and Kelly Kelly.
Hold on. Can I get there? Good Lord.
I got the list. I didn't have to do my homework. Matt Ward did it for me.
Kane and Lita. Mike Knox. Wow. Forgot all about that. My God, this game has turned into no one knows how to play defense. Not defense, no one knows how to score points. 82-78. The Miami Heat.
Anybody took the over on this?
No. I don't know. I imagine people. I think it was 2.
It was 220 last time I checked.
Oh, I didn't even see it that high. 218? No, 215.
215 and a half?
That's the last I seen it, but that was like yesterday. I didn't look today. I'm just shocked the Heat are in this game. My mind is just like, whoa. Was not expecting Miami to be in this game. Not at all. Nice block.
I'm definitely going to pour myself some whiskey and watch the game.
All right, we got a couple more questions. We'll roll through these questions here. Matt Ward, hell, even impacted the same Beauty and the Beast angle with the piss. See, I just don't watch enough. Man, the Lakers are just chucking threes like it's one of the best post guys in basketball, and Anthony Davis and the best driver to the basket. Go to the fucking basket and you got LeBron. I just think this is kind of simple, but what the hell do I know about basketball? I'm just a journalist.
Yeah, back.
But no, who was Abyss with? I don't even know.
I think it was I don't remember the whole Beauty and the Beast. I don't remember who it was with.
Kevin Palmer, what did you guys think of the Mac hip toss last night in the Bears game?
Boom.
That
Loved
was
it.
awesome, dude. It's a good little freaking judo toss. That's some A plus stuff there.
Loved it.
Some A plus stuff there from the great Khalil Mack. What brand do you think would draft him? I would want Khalil Mack on NXT. I don't want him anywhere in Raw or SmackDown.
Nope. They would not know how to use him.
Ryan Roycroft, thumbs up. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate
it's a buddy
it.
of mine. So thanks, Ryan, for watching.
Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate it. At Ward, it was a mid-card match for Wrestle Kingdom when they had their Texas Death match. Yeah,
Moxley and Archer, yeah.
I marked out. Let me ask you this. What did you think when they had Tanahashi?
Oh, it was huge. That's when I texted you. I'm like, NJ, like New Japan, AEW? What?
I watched it yesterday afternoon. You texted me, nice. Oh, that's a bad call, but okay. My God, the NBA. There's no way that was a foul, but okay.
Who scored?
Duncan Robinson. That was a bad call. He didn't even touch him. Did the old flopperoonie.
I hate the NBA.
I wish the NBA can do reviews on flopping right in front of the ref.
If you flop, you get ejected. Get out.
The NBA is so damn awful when it comes to flopping. Good Lord. Good freaking Lord. That is some freaking hogwash. But no, I marked out. I'm not going to lie. It was some cool shit. It really was. Hey, they gave the Lakers a call. But no, it was cool the fact that we saw him on there. It was cool they were talking about. I know with Moxley and Archer, it was just to advance the storyline. And a lot of that audience watches New Japan and vice versa. And, so that was the right call. But, Jericho wanted people, and he's very well respected in New Japan. Does it mean that they're going to have a relationship? No. Harold May is there till October the 23rd. I know I've talked to some people at AEW. They're very happy Harold May is going to be gone. That was part of a lot of the problem and why that relationship deteriorated before it could ever even get started. So Harold May started getting blamed for a lot of things that ended up being right. He let go of Kenny Omega. He felt Chris Jericho wasn't worth the money they were paying him. And there's kind of a little synopsis there, and that's unfortunate. 86-82, the Miami Heat. My God, Jimmy Butler, that is a great pass. I'm not the world's biggest Jimmy Butler guy, but.
I mean, do you agree with Gar Pax when they said that you can't build a team around Jimmy Butler? Please tell me no.
Not anymore. Where's the goaltend? Wow. That's what I call a goaltend. Lakers, the Heat up 8. No, up 6. Going into the 4th. But, nah. Do I think someday it's going to happen? Yeah. Not like I told you yesterday. It's not an if, it's just more of a when at this point.
It would benefit both sides highly.
Yeah.
Give New Japan exposure over here, and New Japan has the talent to make a WrestleMania caliber event happen with AEW very easily.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, 150%. Omega wins the tournament and beats Mox for the title as the cleaner cleaning his demon of losing to Mox.
I dig it. We've been waiting for a Kenny Omega heel turn for a while now. He's been teasing it left and right. I think this is his best persona yet. This is when Omega was making 5-star matches left and right as a cleaner. Fans are asking for it, and AEW has a tendency of giving it to him. I think it happens. I like it.
That's the one thing I really think AEW does better than everybody else is that they do give more than people expect.
Yeah.
And that is my honest opinion on that. But there's going to be a point Omega's going to win the title. I've been under the assumption that Moxley got the title that I would have him lose it to Omega. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen at Full Gear because the finals don't even happen at Full Gear. So probably like whatever the February pay-per-view will be, I think it's how they're going to do it, and I think that makes the most sense. And you can do an Omega Moxley build for a couple months, and it would be awesome.
Yeah. I would save it for Double or None, personally.
Yeah. Let's see if they can get that far. Douglas Williams. Douglas, thank you for leaving a question. You think Bayley will go to Raw?
No.
You know what? That would make a ton of sense.
It would have if she would have lost the title tonight, which she didn't. So, why would you draft Bayley, the SmackDown champion, to a brand that already has Asuka?
I would.
That's my only question about that.
If Asuka lose the title,
To who?
you can work out a trade. I don't think it's the worst.
But what's the point of a draft if you're going to trade? See what I mean here? You can't trade. You drafted Asuka. If we're going based on the draft, you drafted Asuka ahead of Rollins, because you're not trading Reigns to Raw. If you trade Asuka for a random pick that they picked in the back, makes no sense in the storyline in the draft. It's just a bunch of BS that ended up happening, which is what we all think. But for storyline purposes, it's what we're looking at. I personally wouldn't go with Bayley to Raw because it just creates more confusion than there already is.
I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong with either argument, but like that gives me of like, no, she's not going to go.
Yeah.
We shall see. And we'll end with this. At Word, Evil Uno and Orange Cassidy tweeted about NWG and New Japan events like World Tag League and Battle of Super Juniors. I think I've seen those. I think they're both. They hear all the chatter. I think it's just more them stirring the pot. I think these things can happen. I'm not trying to but with COVID and traveling to Japan, I don't think they're going to be taking foreigners right now. Unless they're willing to quarantine for 2 weeks or they come up with some type of agreement. Which as of right now, I am told there is no agreement. So we shall see on that one. But can I see that someday? Absolutely. I absolutely can. And we will end with that. What a great show tonight. We went 3 hours and 17 minutes. Oh, holy Christ. Daryl, where can the fans find you on social media?
Right down here at DYWODICO21. That's my Twitter. And then on Instagram, you can follow me on Daryl17 Rivera. And that's about it. Yeah. Not much of the social media aspects of things.
Right there, S. Muehlhausen JR. You can find me on Instagram, S. Muehlhausen MMA. You can find the Walkway to Fight Club on Facebook. Just type in the Walkway to Fight Club. Of course, you're watching on Facebook Live. It's simple. Just like the page, follow the page, leave a reaction to the video, and a couple more followers and likes this week. So thank you so much. That's greatly appreciated. You can find us on YouTube. Just type in, if you're watching on YouTube, it's easy. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, the same thing or just type in the Walkway to Fight Club. Bam, subscribe to the channel, and you're all set to go. Daryl, where can they find us on Instagram?
Instagram is Walkway to Fight Club, all lower caps. So just type in, look for the logo on the bottom here, and then you'll find our page. Follow it, subscribe as we post news about wrestling, MMA, boxing, whatever we can on a timely manner as quick as possible. So follow, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, whoever. Just tell them to follow anybody.
Follow anybody. You can follow, and the podcast will be available tomorrow morning on all your favorite podcasting platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music. We're on now, so we're on Amazon. So just click that, go to Amazon Music, bam, we're right there. So make sure you guys do that as well. Rate, review, subscribe, and download. It would mean a lot. Greatly appreciated. We'll give a final score here. The Heat right now are up 11, 93-82 over the Lakers. I did not see this coming. So it looks like we're going to get a diamond as soon as I say that. LeBron James hits a three. Good Lord, LeBron. You're awesome. But we will end with it. I'm Steven Muehlhausen. That is Daryl Rivera. We will see you guys Monday night. Peace.